Hi, folks. Welcome back. This is enjoying to watch. I don't like to eat crow. I love to serve it to other people to eat. And here we are, pencil neck Adam Schiff. I'll tell you the truth, honestly. When you call someone evil, I consider that really big. It's a big deal to be truly evil. And I'm not saying that Adam Schiff is evil, but it's damn close. Damn close. I gotta honestly say, of all the slippery, lying, conniving pieces of in Washington, I think Adam Schiff gets the prize. I think he's even worse than Nancy Pelosi. And that's a really, really high bar. This moron, you know, of course, what he did, if you follow politics at all, lied about lie upon lie. And this is the fact now that under the Durham investigation, which is coming along incredibly slowly, but looks like it's starting to bear some fruit, indictment has came down about lying to the FBI. This is the guy, Adam Schiff, that stood there. I remember watching it. I think it was live. With an envelope in his hand saying, I have in this envelope proof beyond a doubt that Donald Trump and the Russians colluded to fix the American election in Donald Trump's favor. I have it right here. Remember that? And all those hearing upon hearings in the hundreds and hundreds of lives that this piece of ruined. You're an average person. You're in your 50s. You're about ready to retire. You've got a couple $100,000 saved in your retirement account through your employer, maybe a 401k. Your house is mostly paid for, if not paid for. You're getting set up for your retirement. And then you get a subpoena from this piece of because you helped Donald Trump or one of his associates. So you have to go before Congress. And that's what James O'Keefe called punishment by process. They know you don't know anything. They know they're just punishing you and draining your resources, your financial resources, because you sided with somebody they don't like. And it costs them nothing. And they get tons of TV time, and your life is ruined. Ruined. There's people that have committed suicide after this because their lives have been so destroyed because of pieces of crap like this. And look how, I mean, he's just, you know, I shouldn't judge people just by immediate looks. But if you didn't even know Adam Schiff, look at this guy. He's just sleazy. I'm sorry. There's something wrong with him. Really and truly. But anyway, even NBC now is starting to talk about now, as we all know, the Steele Dossier, paid for by the Clinton campaign, was all bull. All of it. All of it. And these guys ran with it and actually impeached the president over it. What a misuse of the Constitution. These people should be in jail, but that's a different issue. But I'm going to comment. It's interesting to see what the NBC guy says here. I forget his name. He's been around for a long time. He's just as much a culprit as Adam Schiff is. The only difference was he wasn't elected. It's a short clip, but I'm going to play part of it and maybe make a comment. It's fascinating stuff. It absolutely is.
I want to ask you something about the Steele Dossier because it has been in the news for a lot of other reasons, including some questions about its validity. I want to play some recent a sound that you had on the.
Now look, you were in collusion. You were directly, and all of your colleagues in NBC and all the mainstream media and social media. And now this is blown up in your faces as BS. You're calling into question maybe the judgment of Adam Schiff, which should be, but you were just as bad.
Steele Dossier over the years. Take a listen.
According to Christopher Steele, a former British intelligence officer who is reportedly held in high regard by...
who is reportedly held in high regard. And that's for the slippery sliminess. Purportedly. So if he isn't, it's not me. We get to damage our political opponents on lies. But I didn't know they were lies. He's supposed to be an upstanding guy.
U.S. intelligence.
When you look at just what has become public, some of the public information is very much in line with what is reported in that dossier.
Now, here's the thing. Here's the way it works. You leak out lies about somebody. It goes on the mainstream media, cable news, online news, social media. Other news, I used air quotes, news agencies pick it up, and then Congress picks it up and say, look what's reported in the Washington Post and the New York Times. We're going to use this as evidence against our political opponent, in this case, Donald Trump. And they're the a-holes that started this and knew it was a lie and leaked it out. And when it goes around the circle of all the media, they actually use it as evidence in an impeachment trial against the president. News reports of leaked information that was all lies. And that's their evidence? My God, my God. And millions of people just took it as gospel.
The most significant thing to me is that Christopher Steele may have found out, even before our own intelligence agencies, that the Russians were in fact aiming to help Donald Trump.
Now, here's the thing. Here's the sons of bitches, and I'm going to use that term, and I don't care if the algorithm throws this video down the toilet. The sons of bitches that got the evidence that went to the FISA court, which I hated, the Patriot Act. Secret courts are unaccountable to no one. Whose records can't be released to anybody. No public records. No Freedom of Information Act requests. Where was the evidence they showed the FISA court was all lies? That's a felony in itself. Why aren't those people in jail? All of them are under indictment at least. Why? How many from the FBI and other agencies? And I'm not saying the organization is corrupt, but there's a small group of rogue agents that work at the political behest of the Democrats with this piece of crap. You should take all of them right now and do this with them. But you can't do that because the EPA will get on you for putting toxic chemicals into the water system. Unbelievable. Here's the other thing, too. Say you're a judge on these FISA courts. That's a big deal. That's very high ranking as far as judicial appointments go, and I believe they rotate them, somebody said. And, of course, they have no names, no faces. Unbelievable. If I was one of those judges that signed off on some of these warrants to spy on Donald Trump during the campaign and after he was president, my God, I would be so pissed off that those guys lied to me and I put my name, my reputation as a judge on a warrant and it was all BS. I'd be screaming, I'd be come out publicly, but why are they so quiet? Everybody knows who these guys are inside Washington. They know who the FISA judges are. It's no big secret. I'm sure if you ask any news agency, they know. They just don't report it. Why aren't they raising hell? I was lied to. I was lied to and giving affidavits that this was accurate information. And I signed a warrant. I put my name on the warrant to spy on a presidential candidate. It's like a bad movie.
In the election.
As chair of the House Intelligence Committee, do you regret giving some credibility to the Steele dossier before anybody had been able to verify anything in that?
Now, here's the thing. This piece of crap that's asking the questions and all the other cable news, they did exactly the same thing. But their guys was this. We never said it was credible. We just said it's part of the news, and the people can make their own judgments. Supposedly this, and probably that, but we can't confirm this, we can't confirm that. But the part they say that they're not sure is 1/100 of 1% of the story they tell. So they can say, well, we didn't say it was true. We're just reporting what other people are saying, what other news agencies are saying, what other intelligence agencies are saying. We didn't jump to conclusions. Mr. Schiff, you jumped to conclusions. Well, you did too.
A lot of those clips were done before there was any good verification. Look, there's some news organizations that made the mistake of publishing this dossier without verifying it. That's a separate conversation for those news organizations.
And when those news organizations did do that, like he said, and what he's implying is they shouldn't have, and it's not good journalism, all you pieces of crap jumped on it. And so this is what Joe Blow is reporting. ABC News Company, not the network, but XYZ News Companies reporting this, this, and this. That way they can say, well, we're not condoning it. We're just reporting what other people are saying in their news agencies. What a lying piece of crap. And now he's going to chastise Adam Schiff, which he should, because Schiff deserves it, but you were just as guilty and all your colleagues as well. And help all your ratings plummet and you go bankrupt.
But you helped give it credibility. Do you regret it?
I don't regret saying that we should investigate claims of someone who, frankly, was a well-respected British intelligence officer. And we could have known, of course, years ago that we would learn years later that someone who was a primary source lied to him.
And that, of course, you knew. You knew the whole time. You didn't care. You didn't care. So what you've done is you've destroyed this country. You split this country into many different parts. You have the American people arguing with each other. I've never seen so much discourse in politics ever, except for maybe the 1850s and 60s. I've never seen it this bad. And it's been bad, don't get me wrong, but never this bad. Never that you would lie and put a president on trial twice. We didn't know it was going to end up being a lie because you didn't want to know. And you already knew it was. First thing, when you go to charge somebody and the charges are made, you look at the evidence. You look at the witnesses. The witnesses in this case was the Steele Dossier and the person that wrote it, this piece of crap former British agent. How much money did he get? Where did it come from? Came from the Clinton campaign. Oh. You start looking at the credibility of the evidence and the credibility of the person giving you the evidence. That's the first thing you do before you indict anyone or even question them. You build your case. These a-holes charge somebody. I consider an indictment being up on trial in the House of Representatives, impeached. And then they scrambled for evidence after. Just like they did with Rittenhouse. He was charged, and they started getting evidence after. It's backwards. You get the evidence first, and then you indict. It's the way it's always worked. Always. But you wanted him gone at any price. Well, I'll be honest with you, in all actuality, in the end, Donald Trump really won. And I don't mean by votes, and I don't want to get into that any of that stuff. It's not what I mean. He's sitting high and pretty right now. He's saying it. He's trying to do it delicately, which I'm surprised. I told you so. I told all you people so. I told you how evil they were. I told you how corrupt the deep state was. Even Chuck Schumer got on the floor of the Senate and said it right out. You criticize the intelligence services of the United States, they will screw you over every which way but Sunday, I believe was the quote. And said it right out. And everybody in Washington of any authority at all knows that. But Donald Trump said, I don't care. I'm here to clean house. And that was the beginning of the end for him. But right now, he's just sitting there smiling his butt off. And get pieces of crap like this. And this moron, actually, my understanding is, the evidence that I've read, this moron thought he was going to get appointed to the U.S. Senate and Kamala Harris's spot. Well, guess what? He didn't. Because even the progressive leftist morons in California see what a piece of crap this guy is and how bad he is for the party. He was a useful idiot. They got rid of Donald Trump. And now he's sitting there with that smug look on his face saying, well, we really didn't know. And bull. Absolute bull. It's amazing to me. We didn't know it was lies because you never did any investigating. You didn't want to. You know, how's that old saying go? Let's give him a fair trial before we hang him. And what's going to happen, I pray it happens, at least I think it's going to happen, is the Democrat Party, at least at the state and national level, is going to disintegrate and smash in a million pieces and destroy itself. And I'm glad. Not because I'm a former Democrat elected official here in upstate New York, because I think the community, the states, the country is better served with two strong, viable parties. Not the multi-party system like they have in parliamentary governments where you have to build coalitions. Forget that. Two parties that really believe in the things they believe in. And they sit down and they work out their differences and come up with the best plan they can. That's the goal. We've never really achieved it. We've come damn close many times. So the Democrat Party, I hope, is going to burn down to the ground. And then they can rebuild themselves and become a viable party again. The party of the working man, working woman, like they were for decades, long before I was born, and I'm 65 tomorrow. It's amazing to me. And then pieces of crap like this will be just slowly just squeezed out of the system forever. The Nancy Pelosi's, the Adam Schiffs, the squad members. And the real Democrats that are still around, if there's any, at least keeping their heads down, can come back and do the real work of the people. We'll see. As always, it's up to the American people to decide. But for him to sit here and say he lied, that opens up a can of worms that I hope they all burn, all of them. And Congressman Schiff, I wish you well. I just wish you well somewhere else. Get the hell out of Washington. Get the hell out of Congress. Go raise bees in New Hampshire or something. I really don't care what you do. Stop destroying this country for your own narcissistic reasons. And you're not the only one. And until next time, goodbye and good luck.